This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2023 Flagstaff MicroLite, model number 25BRDS. So I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work, okay? Obviously you have crank down stabilizers. You get a 3/4 inch crank with the trailer. It's in the front compartment. You have a spray port here, and you do get a coiled sprayer to plug into that, which is also in the front. Okay. Now, here, let me get down closer to it. Here is the quick connect for the LP system. See that yellow rubber plug in it? That's a quick connect. This, let me see if I can do this with one hand. I don't think so. You have to set the camera down for 1 second. Okay. You plug the appliance into that spray port, or I'm sorry, into the LP port to get LP to your cooktop, okay? You can see there's a hose right here. Let me look. I can reach it, there it is. You have it right here, and it has the male end of the quick connect, okay? You also have a refrigerator. You have your TV hookup here. You have a bracket. You get the other half of the bracket, which is inside the trailer. I'll show you. You get power and signal out, TV signal out. You have outside speakers. That's it. That is a vent for the range hood. So if you're running the fan in the range hood, make sure you push up on those little tabs to open up the vent so it vents freely to the outside. Okay, you have a rail here. Your water heater. Basically the switches operated are inside the trailer. This works on gas or an electric heating element. Alright, the electric heating element is behind here. There's your gas burner. This is your drain plug right here. Okay, this trailer is now in camping mode, so there's water in the system, the water heater's in the right mode, the valves are in the right position, that sort of thing. So just remember, never run the water heater without water in it. That's important. And I'll show you the switches to operate it when we get inside, alright? Move down a little bit. Let me look here. Here's another LP connect here. If you can see it right there. That one is used for the griddle that hangs on this rail here. There's a griddle in the pass-through front compartment, or in the front compartment on the off-door side. And also with the rubber LP hose, and you just hang it right on the rail here. There's also a metal table that'll hang extra to the utility table. And just remember, you can plug it in right down there. Okay, so this is your sprayer we talked about. This is your metal table we talked about. This is 3/4 inch for your stabilizers. And this smaller crank here is for the power tongue jack. So if your power tongue jack happens to fail for any reason, you can pull this plug right out of the top, put the crank on there, crank it manually. You can always get yourself out of trouble. This is just if you wanted to purchase a solar panel kit that charges your battery. It's made by Go Power, so that's just pre-wired for that kit, that's all. So you have your deep cycle marine battery. Keep in mind that there's a kill switch for the battery right here, if you can see it there on the behind the tanks there. It's on right now, but if you ever want to shut the battery off, you can do it right there. You have your 2 LP tanks, which are full. Automatic changeover regulator. Dock lights, like so. Now this is your fresh water fill here. City water hose is the most common way to get water to the trailer. That would be right here. You just hook the hose on here, turn it on, and you're all set. Now if you're camping someplace that does not have city water, you can pre-fill the fresh water tank right here. and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. So you can go boondocking where there's no hookups and still take the water with you. Use the onboard pump, and all the plumbing will work as though you have city water. You just be pumping it out of your tank here. If you're using city water, you don't have to worry about the tank or the pump. Storage here. More storage here. Okay, this is your 30 amp, 30-foot power cord, your shore cord. We're just running off battery right now. This is a little reducer for it to reduce it down to 20. This is your dump hose right there. Of course, your hose or your shore cord will plug right into here. You have an outside shower. This, like I mentioned, this is the city hookup. This is for winterizing the trailer. You'll have to educate yourself a bit about this, but this is where you would draw the antifreeze into the system when you're winterizing. And this is your black tank flush. So after you dump your black tank, which is this one here, toilet water and waste, after you dump it, you can leave it open, hook the hose up to that at the dump station, and then spray the inside of your tank out. Like it says on the sticker, make sure you always leave the valve open before you turn the water on there. You don't want too much pressure to build up. Okay, and of course your gray valve is right next to it. Okay, remove. As you can see by this housing, you're pre-wired for a backup camera. That takes a Furrion backup camera kit. We sell them here. You can get them elsewhere. Just make sure you get the kit that fits that housing, okay? Also, while we're looking up, you got a ladder to get on the roof, which makes it easy. The manufacturer states every 60 to 90 days you need to inspect the roof. You're going to look for damage to the roof or the roofing attachments. That could be caused by low branches or could be caused by road debris flying up there. You also look at all the sealant, make sure there's no crack or separation where water can get through. If you see anything, take care of it immediately. This uses a product called Dicor. Never use anything from the hardware store. It's got to be the proper lap sealant for the roof. But odds are you won't have to do that for a long, long time, years, but you don't know that for sure. So that's why you have to go up there and inspect it regularly. It should be part of your regular maintenance. This is your, sometimes referred to as a bike door, but it's a storage door. This goes up, if you can see it. That folds up so you can put 2 bikes in there or whatever you want to put in there. Okay, so let's go to the inside. Okay. So, when we first come in the door here, we'll see, we'll look for the slide room, which is right here. Your power awning is right here. You're going to leave that, you never leave that out unattended. If you're not going to be at the campsite, roll it in or it'll get damaged for sure. When it comes to your slide room, you're just going to go out with it, as you can see. Okay, we're almost there. As soon as you hear the ratcheting sound, you take your finger off the button. Like that. So that's good. So if you got a Wi-Fi booster, there's the power for it. It's called a Wi-Fi Ranger. So if you look at, it's up on the roof. If you look at this tag right here, it tells us that the Wi-Fi Ranger, the name of your Wi-Fi Ranger would be Tenton 2890. So when you look at your on all your family's devices and you look at the Wi-Fi section, you'll find that. Make up a password for it so all your devices hook up automatically to the Wi-Fi Ranger. Then in a browser, you'll go to this address on the bottom here that says Control Panel, and then you log onto it using this temporary password, Change Me Now 2890. You can make up your own password that everybody knows. But that'll get you onto the web page for the Wi-Fi Ranger. You'll be able to see everything that it does. You can pick out the campground Wi-Fi, for example, and log on to it. So all the devices hook to the Wi-Fi Ranger automatically as they're searching for Wi-Fi, and then you go to the control panel and log this on to whatever public Wi-Fi you're using. It's a really good signal booster. It gets you excellent signal. It boosts it, and it makes a big difference for your family's Wi-Fi. So it's a good thing to use. Now there is a paid function, of course. If you were interested, you would you would scan that code, and I'm sure they have a monthly fee, and it would be cellular, that sort of thing, but most people just use the Wi-Fi booster. Okay, so that's the Wi-Fi Ranger, and there's the button for it. Okay, so your water heater on gas is right here. To turn on the electric switch is right here. Like I told you, never run it without water in it. Your water pump is right here. Use that to pump water out of the fresh water tank when you don't have city water. You also use that to winterize the trailer. Your tank heaters are here. They extend your camping season. They just heat up all your storage tanks and allow you to stay out longer into the winter and go out earlier in the spring. Alrighty. These are lights, of course. I'll just turn them on here. This Connect is for an app, if you want to download the app for it. And then you look at all your levels. You're all good here. Okay. Next is your solar controller. So the solar controller obviously is for the solar panel, and it regulates the charging of your batteries, basically. So what we have here is let me just rotate through this real quick. You're going to worry about B. B is the only button you really need to worry about. So, okay, so let me just go through this here. 100% charged. Your amp hours right there. That's how much you have in storage. Right now you have 12.8 volts DC in your system. We're talking about DC volts now. The reason it's down to, it should normally be up over 13, but we're running off the battery right now, so that's why. So you go to that, and you'll know basically how your battery's doing, what kind of voltage you have in the system, DC voltage. You push B again, and it'll show you the gain that you're getting from the solar panel. See the picture of the sun pointed towards a panel. You're getting 1.7 amps of sunlight's being converted to electricity and stored in your battery. Went up to 1.8. It's still early in the morning. It's a little cloudy. That'll go up. It go up to 7. Depends on the day. Right now you can see it's going up right now. A cloud just went by, so now it's up to 3.7 amps, 4 amps you're gaining, put in the battery. Now, if this if you ever look at this and it's flashing FUL and just flashes and the button will not respond, it's not broke. It's telling you that there's no more room for storage in the battery because you're peaked out, and so it shut the panel down. As soon as your voltage in the battery drops, it'll go right back to your normal panels, but that's just telling you that there's no room for storage at that point. Okay. Now you can download the app from here. All of these have apps. Everything these days has an app, as you know, so you can go as far as you want with it. Okay. Alrighty. So we'll look around. I told you that this is the solar panel, which basically gives you volts DC power. This device over here is your control panel, and this converts AC to DC power. So AC, if you don't know, is what you get from your plugs at home. It's regular alternating current, and everything that can run on DC power in a trailer does. Some things have to be AC, like the microwave and the air conditioner, for example. But all the lighting, the pumps, all that stuff is all DC. So what happens here when you're plugged in, you have regular 110 AC circuit breakers here, like you'd see at home, and they're all labeled. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC on this side. So you got 12 volt fuses, and they're all labeled. So that's where your DC power comes from. Now, this is also a battery tender. So when you're plugged into shore power, it'll sense how much energy your battery up front has, and it'll always keep it charged. It'll send as many amps necessary to charge it. So it's a distribution center for AC power. It's a power converter converting AC to DC power, and it's a battery charger. Okay, and that's called your power converter. So basically, when you're plugged in, this charges your battery. When you're pulling down the road, your tow vehicle charges your battery, and when you're parked, the sunlight's charging it as it can, depending on the conditions outside. Okay. Now, this also has an inverter on it. So that's what this button is here. I'm going to shut it off to start off with it off. So this operates your inverter. Your inverter is the opposite of the converter. The inverter takes 12 volt DC from the battery, right? It inverts it to 110 AC, regular household current. And then it sends the power to your receptacles. I'm looking for one to show you here. So it'll send power so you can run a small AC appliance on it, basically. If you don't have any AC power and you have a blender or a coffee pot that runs an AC, you can push the button to turn on your inverter. There's no reason to keep it on if you're not inverting power, so you only use it as needed. And that will begin to invert DC power into AC power. So you plug your AC appliance into there and you can use it. Now you couldn't run an air conditioner or a microwave off of it, but small appliances, that's what it's designed for, okay? And when you're not using it, just shut it off. Okay? Alrighty. So this is backwards here. You always want to just not backwards because I want to show you this, I guess. But this should be in the down position when you're traveling this table. It's heavy, and it could damage a window or your cupboards, whatever. So what you do, you can see you've got cleats all the way around here, 6 cleats, plastic ones. This tabletop will fit right on those cleats. So you push this over to the right, then you collapse the table at the hinges. It'll come down onto these cleats, and then it's safe. It will not bounce around because there's Velcro on that keeps it in place. Also, you can turn this dinette, the U-shaped dinette, into a bed also. So you could use the cushions to fill in the space. You've got a bed also. But always try and travel with this in the down position stowed. Okay? Excuse me. Now we'll show you this when you pick up. I'm not going to, because I've got one hand here, but we'll go over it. This is a Murphy bed. You're just going to pull in these tabs to free it up. It jackknifes flat. I can show you that right here. It jackknifes flat. The couch does. And then the bed folds over it. So obviously you can reclaim your floor space during the day. You not only get your floor space back, you get a decent couch to sit on, which makes a big difference when you're trapped inside for a rainy weekend or something, you know. So I'll just put this back up. That's what we're looking at from the front compartments right there, okay? Okay, sorry about my camera work. Okay. TV is not just a TV, it's an FM radio. It has Bluetooth, right? And it has 2 zones, A and B. A is inside the trailer, B is outside the trailer. So it's more than just a television. And there's your remote for it right there. Okay. Your keys are hanging here on the faucet. Your microwave works like any other microwave. Your range hood that we talked about, if you're going to run the fan, you want to open that up, open it on the outside so the air can pass, the vented air can pass freely to the outside. You also have a light here. Now I don't know if he's got the gas turned on, so if it doesn't light up, well then it just, I don't know what that's doing there. We'll just talk you through it. So this is the sparker. You turn it clockwise to spark it. Then you have 3 knobs for the 3 burners. Then you have the oven knob. So he does not have it on. But when the gas is on, you'll spark it. It'll light and works just like a regular oven. The knobs do. When you start looking at the oven, and there's a pilot light back here. Let me see if we can see it. Yeah, see it sparking back there. There's a pilot light back there. So you go to the oven knob. You find the flame, you push it, hold it in, keep it depressed, you spark it till it lights down here, you're still depressing this. After it lights, you still hold it for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat up the thermocouple. Then you go to operating temperature, and it'll cycle as an oven does. When you shut it off, the flame goes out, obviously, but so does the pilot light, so you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. You have lights here, and an oven light there. Always travel with this top closed. Okay. Your refrigerator is a 12-volt DC refrigerator. So it runs on 12-volt DC. So you always want to keep this latched so that the doors don't fly open in transit and get dented. Of course, you have your 2 bunks. This one folds up for storage, but you have your 2 bunks and there's your ladder. This is your thermostat. It's just an analog thermostat, so one click to the... First of all, you keep the fan on auto. One click to the right is heat. A click to the left is fan. Fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. just circulates air, and then all the way over to the left is cool, full air conditioning. So it's very simple. This device down here is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be green like it is. If it's not green, get it serviced. It's obviously important. Now the bathroom, all typical stuff, except you've got a GFCI plug right here. All the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI, even the one on the outside. So keep in mind, if you're using it outside and it pops, you're going to reset it in here. Now this has a eco device called a shower miser. Okay, so I'll get down here so I can show you. So you have this to go to shower and then back to recirculating. So what this does, basically it saves you water. When you're heating up the water to take a shower, normally perfectly clean, good water just comes out the shower head and goes down the drain until it heats up. So you're wasting perfectly good water, and in some drug conditions it's not allowed. And you're wasting storage space in your gray tank. So by putting it in this position, it just circulates the water in a loop. It goes from here to the water pump through the water heater, around and around and around again. Once it heats up, this will change color. This plastic piece will change color to a beige color. You'll see it plain as day. You know that then the water's heated up. So then you'll just go to this position here, which is the regular shower position, and take your shower. So because of this device, you were able to heat up your water without wasting any. Okay. And I want to say that in the packet there's literature for everything in this trailer, all the components. Plus, you can go to their websites and look at their product pages also with product videos. The toilet is typical trailer toilet that sits right over a black tank. There's the flush pedal right there. So when you come in here, you hook up your power and your water. You'll come in here, you'll put a dose of chemical in the bowl, right? Then you'll step on the pedal, hold it down, and the water will go swirling into the tank below. So you stand on that long enough to put at least a gallon of water in the tank. You can put more if you want, just not less. So you want at least a gallon of water plus chemical in there, and then you're ready to use it. If you don't do that, it's using it dry, and if you use it dry, it'll get clogged up for sure. Plus, the smell will be terrible, super terrible. So you always want to make sure you have chemical and at least a gallon of water. You have a 4-speed fan here, and it has a cover over it so you can open it during the rain and all that. This is your to open it here, and then your controls there. It's a really good fan. On the 2 lower speeds, you can't even hear it running. Okay. Alrighty, so let me see here. Smoke detector, of course. I think we've pretty much got it here. When you come to pick up, you can go over everything, and we'll answer any of your questions, and we'll go over things with you as needed. Okay. So I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Remember what I said about inspecting the roof? That should be done on a regular basis, every 60 to 90 days. You're just protecting your investment. Odds are you won't have to do anything up there for a long time, but you don't know unless you look. And right now this is in camping mode. All the antifreeze has been purged from the system, replaced with fresh water. Your water heater valves are in the correct position for camping, so you're all set. Okay? All right. Thank you very much.